Hello everyone, Aaron with Grizzly Wood Services. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. Everybody else that's watching me again, welcome back. Got a couple new things today. I picked up a Rockwell Jawhorse. Been wanting one of these for many years. Finally picked one up. If you guys have never seen these, never messed with one, if you happen to see one of these or one of the other makes, manufacturers, brands, types, whatever verbiage you want to use, you should check them out. This particular one is the, what do I call this thing? The Jawhorse Sheetmaster. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier duty. I think it weighs like 50 pounds. But you can see I'm about 5'9", and the top of this thing comes up to waist level, so it's a decent working height. I've already clamped a handle in here, just messing around, seeing how stable it is. I lack the benefit of space, and I don't have a shop. I've got my garage, which occasionally I'm allowed to work in, but just clamping that a fair distance from the jaws on your working end here, I can pull pretty snug, and this thing's not moving around. So in terms of stability, it's pretty good. This one comes with an additional attachment right here, so that you can actually stick a 2x4 here and a 2x4 here. Stand it up, and you can keep doors, 4x8 sheets of plywood, larger objects that extend past your Jawhorse. You can keep them level or straight while you're working on them. So that's kind of a neat feature. In terms of clamping, there's a lock there, and you've got a foot pedal, which gets you about 1,000 pounds of force. This one opens all the way up to from 0 to 49 inches, and it has a maximum load capacity of 600 pounds. Simply pull it off, slide it back on the other way, and you're good to go working on doors. The other thing I picked up is right behind me here, which I guess we'll do a unboxing video on. There's a lot of parts to it, and I haven't really sorted through it, but this thing I pulled apart already. Toolkit. Picked up a couple carving knives. You guys saw this I was working on. I'm going to finish that up. But what we have here, hopefully the camera will pick this up at the angle. There we go. Got some aluminum plates, brackets, adapters, more heavy metal plates. See what that is here in a minute. Guides for metal plates, clamps, shrouds. Styrofoam. The big reveal is a Bucktools grinder. Alright, let's get you in a little closer here. Alright, this is a Bucktools Professional Metalworking Belt and Disc Sander. So I've been a big fan of making knives. I've always wanted to learn how to do that. This is one of those tools that'll let me indulge in another passion or interests, as well as work on the axes, work on the bits, just general things around my house too. I've always got stuff that needs doing that I don't necessarily either have the time or ambition to mess with by hand. So new tool. There's a little bit of assembly here I've got to do, so I'm gonna pause it, put it together, and I'll get back to you guys. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and record putting this thing together. I was going to sand down this wedge for the handle for that roofer's hatchet. You can see it's way fat and the kerf is tiny on this thing, so that is way too much for the handle I got, so I got to narrow it down a little bit. That's part of the reason why I picked this thing up, is working on metal and wood. So for starters, I'll just put that together, but I'm gonna have to replace that GFI outlet before I can do anything out here, and it's probably raining tomorrow, so that's not gonna get done tomorrow. So. Alright, I'm going to show y'all something I already really like about this. Alright, look right there. That's actually got a groove. On the back side there's a channel. So it's self-supporting. Some of the other sanding tables I've dealt with, it doesn't support itself. It's all just clamp pressure from these things. Whereas this thing, as long as you got it lined up right and on there, it bears its own weight. There's nothing holding it on but gravity in those channels, which is really nice, because I mean, I've dealt with cheaper models on stuff like this before. I've actually got a Harbor Freight friggin' belt sander combo that I picked up real cheap. That thing is a turd, and it's nothing short of frustrating. So these pretty good. The assembly instructions leave a little bit to be desired, but so far it's not bad. So you guys see me hitting my phone every now and then. That's me texting back and forth with Dave and Kelsey. Well, more specifically, texting back and forth with, I'm pretty sure, Dave. But, hi Kelsey. Mount work table on bench. So, in terms of quality so far, seems pretty nice. I mean, you know, for a $300 price point, this isn't bad. I mean, the one I would like is about 10 times the price of this. Quite literally, it's over $3,000. I personally would like, and that's, you know, we're talking entry level 2x72 belts. But this plate's nice and heavy. It's got that channel there. I've already removed the shroud here that came off of this side, just so that I can check things out right in here. This is actually made out of cast aluminum, whereas a lot of others are made out of plastic. This is the work table that mounts right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but hopefully you can. This thing, that's cast steel. Pretty heavy. I was kind of surprised. But I'm going to mount that, and we're trying to figure out where it mounts. I need to move the camera here a little bit. So a lot of the stuff here is either steel or heavy cast aluminum. I believe this is a plate for, I forget what it's called. I fairly certain this is the plate for making your plunge lines on your knives if you're doing knife grinding. If you guys don't know what plunge lines are, right here there's a small channel right along there on the edge of the blade. That's actually a plunge line where it dives down. Or you can see it right there, it's kind of pointing to it. That's your plunge line. I'm going to pull you guys off again here. So just for the sake of demonstration, this right here they call a work table. It's adjustable in pitch and height, so I can adjust it out to change the distance between the sander belt and the work plate, and I can adjust my angle, 90 degrees to whatever I need to, depending on what I'm doing. Now I'm probably not going to use that a whole lot because as of right now I'm not really getting into knife making, at least not yet. But this thing's a good heavy piece. We've also got another piece, this one right here, which actually, if I cannot drop stuff here, which mounts in place for when you're just doing regular stuff. I'm going to be doing those axe bits, the wooden chunks, like I'm going to sand down that wedge so it's more usable. I'm actually going to take this back off. Because I'm not going to need this anytime soon, and put this in its place. They call that a belt backstop. It just prevents your whatever you're working on from shooting down in between your housing and getting thrown around in there. I'm actually going to stand this up because it'll be a little bit easier to work on. And it's a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm doing here. So that just allows me to pivot it up and down. There's actually a pin and notch right here that brings it to a stop when it comes all the way forward, which is nice. And there's another notch on the other side for bringing it down 90 degrees. But there's actually a support that goes in here so that when you're bearing weight down and this thing's at 90 degrees, your work platform isn't flexing on you and creating uneven surfaces. So that's something else nice. I believe this area is called a platen, or you can put something on here that's called a platen. Don't quote me on that. But this surface, as you're using it, heats up. So a lot of guys have been putting glass, ceramic, stuff like that on these. Makes a difference in terms of not, heating up your metal is bad, and having heat transfer back and forth between everything. Just lets you do a little bit cleaner work. There it is. That's your belt support rod. It's basically a foot. I don't know when or if I'm going to be using it in that particular fashion, so I'm just going to finger tight on this screw and finger tight on the nut on the back side, and if I get to the point where I'm actually going to use it laying 90 degrees, I'll adjust it there. Actually, I'm going to probably have to take that back off because you have to have that off for putting your belts on and off, so scratch that idea. This will just be in storage. This plunge line sharpener, it's just kind of a square piece of steel, not a whole lot to it. Or almost square. Goes on right there like so. I'm going to put it on for now. I think it'll be beneficial because it'll not flat grinding anything at this particular time. I personally prefer just a little bit of taper and stuff. Well, with a little bit of tape, you're not going to cut as fast. When you're chopping, slicing, whatnot, you do get a little bit better edge durability. So, I'm not protection cutting. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm just doing my own thing. So I think the way it's tapered. All right, I got thunder in the background, so I'm going to have to hurry this up. But you can see this, it's tapered, so it'll help on that. This is a upcoming project, which I'm going to start working on. I think this came off of a fiberglass handle. It's got a bunch of resin and stuff in there. All right. I might end up getting rained on here shortly. So you can see right there, push that in. here. That's going to let me get a little bit of taper on there. Just ever so slightly. And that'll give me a profile I want. This video is already a little bit longer than I want, and I got a lot to edit out of it. Got a fancy wrench here for something, not sure where that goes, but we'll figure that out soon enough. That doesn't do that. Oh, let's put this bad boy back. There it is. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. It's got a place to mount your Allen wrench for making adjustments. I've got one more screw. I don't know where that guy goes yet. And I'm going to have to throw everything inside because I got thunder and lightning and... Alright, I think that other screw might go with this rail guide here. But the weather's getting a little spicy, so we're going to adjourn for now. Don't go.